string straight, and they're going to go for 2 here, obviously, with the wing T offense. Seem to always go for 2.
And another handoff once again, and it looks like they are going to be in for the 2-point conversion. So with 8:54 left on the clock, the Hornets of Harrison are up 8 to your Everett Wildcats 0. And I do just want to take a special shout out real quick while we're in between drives. And this is actually for my my guy Cam Miller. Cam, we've been waiting for this moment all season. There is a number 67 on the Hornets. He unfortunately looks like he's dealing with an injury, so thoughts to him as he recovers from this injury. But we've been making the 6-7 jokes all season. Harrison finally has delivered us a player who wears that number 67.
You guys haven't had a single 67 all year? That's insane.
Not until tonight.
I mean, I think we had 2 guys wear 67 at one point for our team, because we had the guy get hurt who was number 67, and they switched him over and put another guy in that uniform. So
looking to start the second offensive drive for Evert. Cam and I have talked about this a lot. You know, you don't want to get down super far super early, right? Especially when you play these wing T teams who will waste clock just on one single possession. Even if you hold them 3 and out, taken out for 4 minutes. Yeah. And Harrison just kicked an onside kick, and they were able to get it past that 10-yard threshold. And it looks like the Hornets did recover that onside kick.
Worth Landscaping, a second-generation business, has been a proud supporter of Everett Public Schools and all Everett athletics for more than 25 years. Worth Landscaping specializes in irrigation systems, landscape design, hardscapes, hydroseeding, lawn care, to commercial snow and ice removal in the winter. Contact Josh Worth at 231-349-5693 or Tyler Worth 231-629-5150. It'll be worth the call. Worth Landscaping.
I'm Molly Cataldo, your Everett Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones of Everett is a proud local sponsor of the Everett Wildcats football team. Call 231-515-1187 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Your local family-owned dealer for tractors, implements, and more is Burnup's Equipment Company, with 8 convenient locations, including Big Rapids, Breckenridge, Coopersville, Dorr, Hudson, Nashville, Three Rivers, and Wyatt, Indiana. Burnup's offers more than just tractors, from mowers and snow blowers to combines, plus parts, expert service, and fully stocked hardware stores. Backed by a dedicated team, they're proud to support our communities and proud to be a broadcast sponsor of the Everett Wildcats.
Step into the excitement at AJ's Event Center in Everett. Swing in for top-notch bowling lanes and action-packed arcade, food and spirits, now with a smashing new rage cage and axe throwing. Plus, indulge in all-you-can-eat fish on Fridays and Saturdays. Located just 2 miles west of Everett on US 10. Find us on Facebook for all the latest updates and specials. Make every moment unforgettable at AJ's Event Center and Bowling Center.
Stop in to Northland Area Federal Credit Union in Everett, Reed City, or any of their 17 branches in northern Michigan to find great rates on many different financial products. While banks merge more often than you can keep track of and impose increased fees, Northland is a not-for-profit financial co-op committed to helping you save money. They specialize in small business growth and services. Check them out at northlandcu.com. Northland is federally insured by the NCUA.
Sorry about that connection issue, folks. We are trying to get that figured out, but we are here live. We're here. We're still trying to give you the best coverage we can as Harrison is continuing to run the ball down the field. Their wing T formation with 7:20 left to go in this first quarter of play. Hornets are up 8-0 on your Wildcats. They're down at the 23-yard line right now in Wildcat territory. Jimmy, what have you seen on this drive so far?
The Hornets have just ran the ball down the Wildcats' throats, unfortunately, so far. Wildcats have got to anchor down and try and get the stop here before they get into the red zone.
Nice little stop there by the Wildcats, able to keep it by just a few yards there, trying to win that first down, and they did. 0 yards on the gain, setting up a 2nd and 10 there for the Hornets. The crowd is absolutely beautiful here in Evart, Michigan. I mean, like we said earlier, stands are packed on both sides. Stands are packed. Everyone's here. Everyone's a little chilly, I think. I think if we can agree on one thing. Oh, we got one fan saying they're not chilly at all. He's braving out in the cold. It's looking a little dark out there, some clouds in the air. Harrison, looks like they want to run it again, but Wildcats are saying, no, sir. Now this sets up a 3rd down for the Wildcats. Ransom on the tackle for the Wildcats defense, setting up a 3rd and 5. This is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. That's the situation you have to get them in with the wing tee. And hopefully the Wildcats can bunker down here and get the stop.
That's what you love about this Wildcats defense is they're able to show you what the offense showed you what they were going to do, and now the Wildcats know what's going to happen. They're looking to stop it. Flag down on the play, and it looks like the Wildcats will be able to contain it, keep it to 4th down, barring the flag. Don't know what the flag is just yet, but if it is on Harrison, it looks like they'll be able to keep them to 4 downs here on this drive, not letting them score a touchdown.
They're going to wave it off.
They're waving off the flag. It's going to be a 4th down for Harrison.
Yeah, it's a weird flag. It came from the back judge. So it's a weird spot for the flag to come from, so I'm not surprised that they waved that one off.
So like we said, 4th down, and what's nice about this is the wing tee teams that Everett's played in the past few weeks, it took them a while to stop them. Here we are, 4th down on the 2nd drive, which is great for this defense. Got to give them a little bit of motivation, some hope that they'll be able to get the stop. Even if not, you held them to a 4th down. 4th and 2 for the Hornets on the 14-yard line. We know it's coming. Run. And it looks like the Hornets are going to have just enough for the 1st down. It's going to be set up a 1st and 9 at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, Caden Morgan could have had him in the backfield, just couldn't quite get in front of him to get the tackle, unfortunately. So a good job by the Hornets running back to get the 1st down, but unfortunate missed tackle there by Morgan in the backfield.
It's going to be a 1st and 9 at the 9-yard line with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. The wind has died down a little bit, which is nice.
Thank goodness.
And another handoff by Harrison. And number 3, Aiden Brewer in for another Hornets touchdown. 9-yard touchdown there for Brewer to set the Hornets up 14-0 before the 2-point try. And the Hornets they're doing what any wing T team does. They're running the ball and they're keeping it on the ground, and they're ending in the end zone.
Yeah, they're executing everything they want to offensively right now, just controlling the clock and running the football down the Wildcats' throats. It's going to be on the Evart defense to get those stops. It could be a long day with that wing T, just continuing to grind down the clock.
Pitch to number 11 on the 2-point conversion. Finds the end zone once again. That 2-point conversion will be successful, and the Hornets will be up 16-0 on the Wildcats with 4 minutes and 34 seconds to go in this first quarter. Wildcats need a nice offensive drive, even just to end in some points.
Well, they need to get the ball first, and hopefully they don't surrender another onside kick. But that's the thing is typically when you're going against the wing tee, you want to kick the onside kick, trying as many times as possible to keep them off the field. you definitely cannot let them get onside kicks and take your offensive possessions away, because you're going to need every single one you can get with how they're going to use this clock. So very important for the Evart to get the football and then get the passing game going.
Yeah, just a reminder on how we got here, folks. Before all the technical difficulties, there was an onside kick after Harrison scored their first touchdown. It looked like just barely past the 10-yard threshold. Harrison jumped on it, they recovered it, marched down the field from there, and they were able to, like we just said, end in the end zone on a 9-yard rush by Brewer, his second of the game. Looks like it's going to be a little squib kick on this one. Not an onside, so luckily the Wildcats will get the ball on this drive.
They're going to get it pretty distant field position. Obviously, the ball rolled out of bounds at the end there, so they're should be getting it at the 35-yard line. And they will.
Wildcats will be set up 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line, down 16 early on. But I would like to point a reminder to when the Wildcats played Lake City here week 3. The Wildcats started this game down 12-0 and beat Lake City in the end. So the Wildcats are no stranger to being down early. It's just being able to climb out of that hole, get yourself back into it. Last week they were down 14-0 to start the game, and then they tied it up at the end of the first half. It was 28-28. So they're capable of coming back. It's just how they execute it.
I mean, their offense is built for comeback with the way they throw the football and another big chunk play on the air there. They're throwing the ball almost every time because you have Anderson, who's a great quarterback. If you're trusting anyone, even potentially against anyone in the state, Anderson might be the guy to lead your offense to pass the game. So I fully expect the Wildcats to get back in this football game by throwing the ball. They just got to get stops on defense. But their offense is built to come back in the football game.
Yeah, and we've seen it, like we just said, that there was a huge play there, setting up another first down by Magnuson. Nice little, about 8 yards yak on that reception. And Anderson looking for Willie Ray, and it is going to be, 24 Ramasso. It's going to be complete for another first down past the 40-yard line. Beautiful play in Hornet territory for the second time this game. 2 drives, twice, both already in Harrison territory. Hopefully this one ends with some points on the board, of course. And I do want to just give a special shout-out to Anderson. We talk about his passing abilities and why you want him on your team. He led the state in passing yards for multiple weeks as he's looking for another pass. And the pass is going to be complete to Cade Morgan for the first down at about the 1 or 2 yard lines. It looks like it hit the pylon, but it might have been out of bounds before it crossed the plane. And Anderson, congratulations, Aiden Anderson. I'm not sure if you guys just heard, but with that pass, sets Anderson at over 5,000 yards in his high school career. And Anderson using his legs and in for the touchdown. Aiden Anderson using his legs right after a huge milestone in his high school career to bring the Wildcats on the board for the first time this game. 6-16. Anderson started the season with a high ankle sprain. He wasn't able to be used as mobile as we would have liked within the first 4 or 5 weeks. Started seeing him use his legs more. And tonight, a beautiful run by him, quarterback designed run to end in the end zone. What a beautiful drive for the Wildcats.
Yeah, last 2 plays really showed off Aiden's athleticism, be able to move in the pocket, step up, escape the pressure, and throw a beautiful throw on the run, and then finish it off with your leg. That's something I felt like was missing a few weeks ago. You could see the athleticism, but he wasn't really using it. Used it on those last 2 plays and got the Wildcats in the end zone.
Wildcats looking for the 2-point try. It's going to be no good, but there is a flag on the play. Obviously, with Harrison playing a wing T offense, they're going to be going for 2 points, which means if you want to stay up with them, you also have to go for your own 2 points as well. A category that the Wildcats had suffered in the first third of the season Just looking back at Beaverton, they went 0-7 on 2-point conversions, lost the game by 2 points. They went back to kicking the extra points, but when you're going against a wing T offense, you need to go for those 2-point conversions. That flag was against the Wildcats. Obviously declined it because the 2-point try was no good. Wildcats 6, the Hornets of Harrison 16 with 3:08 on the clock. And we are going to send you on a quick break from our sponsors.
If you are trying to fight invasive plant growth on your lake or pond, PLM Lake and Land Management is ready to help. For nearly 50 years, their scientists and state-certified applicators have provided the highest quality services to their customers. With offices throughout Michigan, including Evart, they service water bodies of any size. So if you need help containing a current infestation or preventing one from taking hold, get in touch with PLM Lake and Land Management at plmcorp.net. Proud to be a part of the Evart community. Go Wildcats!
Welcome back to B1039. I'm John with Jimmy tonight in Evart, Michigan. The skies are completely pitch black now. The clouds are a little eerie. Went from some pretty pink skies to just dark.
It's Friday Night Lights right now. I mean, it's dark out. It's an onside kick here.
Onside kick of their own for the Wildcats, but the Hornets recover it. You got to go for the onside kick. You got to try and got to get your revenge.
Got to steal possessions. Can't let them get the ball, and when they do it to you, you got to do it to them. So unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Especially now, since the 2-point try was no good, they are still down 2 scores. They're down by 12 points right now, 16-6 in favor of Harrison with 3 minutes and 7 seconds in this first quarter. Looking for a rush. If I was a betting man, I'd say up the middle probably. And there it is, up the middle gut. A great pickup. Cosgrove, number 11, gained 6 yards, not quite 7, but close enough for it to set the Hornets up 2nd down and 4 to go. You need to cover those gaps.
That's the problem with the wing T defensively, is that you get into these numbers games where there's just 9, 10 guys in the offense blocking. You really only have 1 or 2 guys that aren't blocked, and those are typically going to be the guys in the backside of the formation. So that's where it really gets important: block destruction, shedding blocks, and getting to the ball carrier. It's just a tough thing to do, but that's what you're going to have to do.
Another handoff by Harrison and a tough hit to number 22, the ball carrier. And it looks like they might just be shy of the first down. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. 3rd and inches, really. I mean, you're a mere 2 inches away from that. You could even have a nice little tush push and just gain that yardage right there. But it's nice to see that this Wildcats defense has been able to hold them to 3rd down, hold them to a 4th down last drive. When we've seen these wing T teams, they haven't been able to do that. 1-2 plays, 1st and 2nd down, boom, fresh set of downs. And it looks like they are going to have just enough for the 1st down for the Hornets. Number 3, Brewer again, the ball carrier, gains enough for the 1st down, setting them up 1st and 10 at what looks like the 40-yard line, right smack down there on the 40-yard line. 1:15 left in this first quarter. Wing T teams, I mean, they take their time, but they take the time off the clock.
Yeah, they're chewing the clock. 3rd down's pretty much 3rd and 1's pretty much the 1st down. So they're going to be able to take the time off the clock by just doing those games. It's important, obviously, we've been saying it all quarter, get off the field at any means necessary. It's just been unfortunate that the Hornets have been moving the football the way they have through this first quarter, and that's why the score and the time are where they're at.
Clayton Austin with the pitch takes it about 9 yards, setting the Hornets up a 2nd down and 1. Magnuson and Willie on the tackle for this Wildcats defense. But we're back here, once you get whatever down and 1, like you said, it's essentially a 1st down. You gotta be able to contain the backfield, and even when you do that, whoever you're containing probably doesn't even have the ball.
Yeah, it's hide the peanut is what they used to call it for us in high school. It's just you don't know who has the ball, tackle anyone you see. They did not do that.
Number 22 for the Hornets. Take it about 22 yards, it looks like. It's going to be placed on the 5-yard line, 1st and 5 at the 5. The huge pickup for number 22 in the Hornets with just under 10 seconds in this first quarter. Obviously, in high school football, once there's a first down, that clock stops, gives the teams time to adjust a little bit. But once they adjust, that clock will start ticking again. And I doubt they're going to run another play. It just changed down to 5.6 seconds on the clock. And I doubt we'll see another play because once this offense lines up and gets set up, the ref will blow his whistle, and that'll be...
Looks like there was a stop. Must have been some sort of stoppage there.
Maybe out of bounds. One last play, and in for the touchdown for Cosgrove. One more touchdown. That's 3 touchdowns in this first quarter for Harrison. 2 from Brewer, 1 from Cosgrove. 1 second left in this first quarter. Hornets up right now 22-6, barring the 2-point conversion. You know, last week the first half was absolutely insane, and the first half ended with 0.1 seconds on the clock. And Cam and I were just astounded. I've seen 1 second left on the clock, but I've never seen a millisecond left on the clock. And Harrison throws the ball for the first pass of the game on the 2-point try, completed for the 2-point conversion. Hornets up 24-6 on the Evart Wildcats. 1 second left in this first quarter. You know, there's nothing you can really do with this 1 second. Once the ball's kicked, whoever recovers it is going to set them into the second quarter, unless something absolutely crazy happens.
You got Willie back there. You never know what's going to happen with an athlete like that returning kick. So, no, obviously we're going to have to see what happens with this kickoff, but it looks like it's going to end the quarter 24-6 in favor of the Hornets.
We could see Willie channel as Jameer Gibbs and hit 78 yards for 22 miles per hour. Tops out with the Lions overcoming the Bucks this past Monday night. I think that's another thing most of the fans here in attendance could agree on, that everyone was happy to see a Detroit team taking on those Florida boys down there in Tampa Bay.
Warm.
Yeah, where it's warm. It's nice seeing both sides of the cheerleaders. Obviously, the away side allows their cheerleaders, the home team allows the cheerleaders from both teams to participate, and the Harrison cheerleaders are down doing their push-ups. You know, the tradition of cheerleaders doing as many push-ups as their team has scored. And we are going to get one more play in this quarter.
Operators got lightning fingers.
They did just. We're unsure. It looks like the clock originally stopped at 0.4 seconds, but now we are at 0.0. That will be the end of the first quarter. The Hornets of Harrison up 24-6 on the Wildcats of Evart. And we are going to send you on another quick break from our sponsors here on B1039.
Upgrade your retail space with reliable store fixtures from Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures, Michigan's trusted source for quality used retail equipment. They deliver across the state, specializing in used Lozier retail shelving, true glass door coolers and freezers, pallet racking and commercial safes, plus complete store packouts, relocations, and on-site liquidation sales. Contact them today at 616-426-1247 or visit MillerLiquidations.com.
Hey, it's Lauren.
And Michaela with Big Rapids Roofing.
Veterans Day is fast approaching, and as a veteran-owned company, it's one of our favorite holidays to celebrate.
In honor of all who have served, Big Rapids Roofing is once again partnering with Habitat for Humanity.
Big Rapids Roofing is recruiting your help to double last year's donation. A portion of the proceeds from every project we sell over $5,000 from now until October will be donated to the Habitat for Humanity Veterans Critical Home Repair Program.
So call us now to handle handle your home exterior needs. 231-629-8088.
Welcome back to B1039. I'm John with Jimmy. Double J here in the booth over the phone today. And started the second quarter with a pass to Dallas Langworthy, last week's senior spotlight. Going to be a 6-yard pickup for him, setting up a second down with 4 to go for these Wildcats. Good field position. You're set up, the onside kick didn't go the way for the Hornets, which whenever it doesn't go the kicker's way, sets up that offense. Pretty nice field position. Now they're set up on the 44-yard line in Hornet territory. Anderson using his legs once again. The snap was high. It didn't look like it was supposed to be a quarterback designed to run, but he was able to keep it. Had a little bit of a pressure. Picks up that first down for the Wildcats, setting them up past the 40-yard line. Looks like it's going to be down at the 36-yard line for the Wildcats, 1st and 10. A beautiful recovery from that high snap.
Yeah, good job by Anderson using that athleticism again, just to pick up the first down and move those chains.
1st and 10 on the 36-yard line for this Wildcats offense. Anderson looking to pass. Quick screen to Ramson. Romerso on the screen pass, but it looks like Harrison recovered the fumble on the field. This is what we saw a few weeks ago against Manton, is the Wildcats would have a nice drive. They'd start a drive really well, but against Manton, they had 3 fumbles that they turned over, 2 of them in the red zone. And you can't, against a wing T team, you can't allow that to happen.
I will say on that play specifically, what a job on the strip at the end of that play. It looked like he was just going to get to the sideline after picking up a few yards on the screen, and then an excellent lawnmower rip from behind to force that ball out and create a big turnover for his team. Wow, that was a heck of a play.
It was a beautiful strip by the Hornets, setting them up on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10, 10:45 to go in the first half. Wildcats hopefully looking to make some adjustments after that first quarter, and they won that first down. Only held them to maybe 2 yards. Going to set up a 2nd down and 8 for the Hornets. It forces the Hornets to be aggressive on this down.
Yeah, it's going to put them in situations that they don't want to be in when you keep them to 2 yards on first down. It's going to make them to where they have to break that big run, or maybe throw the ball. We saw the 2-point conversion, but obviously they don't want to throw the football. They want to keep it second and short. So good job there on first down by Evart. We'll see if they can continue that success here on 2nd down.
Yeah, they don't want to pass the ball. This is a wing T team for a reason. They don't have, we saw that pass for the 2-point conversion. Most wing T teams don't have the ability to heave the ball down 40 yards.
It's probably the furthest throw we see from them today. It was just a little dump off in the flat off the play action. So not expecting a lot of aerial attack from the Hornets tonight. Obviously, we're getting a lot of it from Evart, but very similar to what I saw a few weeks ago. It was a similar situation where Evart was throwing it, Hornets were running it. So,
yeah, Manton did not have a single pass in that game. And even at the end of the game, I was calling for it. I was like, you're up by 30 points. Just give me one pass, and they weren't able to. Wildcats forced the Hornets into a 3rd and 4 situation, but number 11, Cosgrove, knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line by Austin Lucha, setting them up beautifully for a first down for the Hornets.
Once again, just a little bit of over pursuit off the end, and allowing the running back to get outside, missing the tackle in the backfield. That could have been a big play, and turns into a Hornets first down, but it could have been a loss forever. We've seen that now a couple times tonight.
Yeah, we've seen it, and you got to stay aggressive. If you win those 1st and 2nd downs, you need to stay with the aggression going into that 3rd down, especially if you're able to keep them back. That 4th down is going to be a lot harder than it seems. Number 1 with the fake handoff, the quarterback using his own legs on that. Matthew Tudmuski, the keeper on that, with a fake little handoff, caught the defense off guard a little bit.
Little Aaron Rodgers hiding the ball in his back pocket on that boot play there. Good job to rally by the Evart defense. keep that contained and stay outside of him and force it to just be a 2-yard run.
Yeah, Magnuson was able to keep it to a 2-yard short little gain where realistically that could have went a little farther, could have easily been a first down if the defense wasn't able to see that it was a fake handoff and be able to keep eye of the quarterback fairly early on there. Handoff, and it looks like the Hornets are going to gain enough for a first down from Aiden Brewer, but there is a flag down on the field.
I like this little formation from the Hornets where they're not doing the traditional wing tee. We've seen it a few times. They'll just have, now, that play and a couple other times tonight, they've had just 2 backs in the backfield and have a little winger. I think that's really been a huge play for them because it's giving you that extra blocker closer to the point of attack. Good job for the Hornets tonight getting that extra blocker out there by kind of just changing up the traditional wing tee that we've been seeing from most of them.
A 5-yard variety.
Accidental face mask from the Wildcats will push the Hornets up about 5 more yards. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 29 for the Hornets in Wildcat territory. 7:30 to go in this first half of play. And here we are back with the traditional set. And 22 taking it for the Hornets. A beautiful chunk play for 22 past the 10-yard line. Or right at the 10-yard line.
It's the 10-yard line.
It's going to be a pickup of 19 yards before he is tackled by Brendan Magnuson, number 3 there, as well as the little quarterback helper from Aiden Anderson on that tackle to make sure that the Hornets weren't able to score on that play. It's going to be set up 1st and 9, actually, is what they're calling it, from the 9-yard line. Hornets in a beautiful spot right now. As we just saw, their last score was a 9-yard little rush up the gut, and another Cosgrove stopped at about the 1-2-yard line. Looks like Austin Lucho was on the stop there for the Wildcats defense. 2nd down and 3 to go for the Hornets.
The last few runs for the Hornets has been physical. They are lowering their shoulder, pushing the pile. I mean, they are bringing the pain to the Wildcats defense.
Yeah, you could tell by that. I mean, Lucha needed a little bit of help getting off the field off that one. His teammates had to come and help him up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's been aggressive, like you said, these last 2 plays. And I think it's, just what's to come in the next, 30 minutes of play we have here. It's going to be another touchdown. Number 17, Austin, for the Hornets, setting up another short rushing touchdown. 30-6, Hornets over the Wildcats before the 2-point try. Another just run up the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously their game plan, and they're executing it perfectly. I mean, they are just getting downhill, being the more physical team, and Everett's just kind of getting ran through their face a little bit right now, unfortunately. So, obviously, I hope Everett can get the offense going and get some stops on defense. But if you're unable to get off the field on defense, you're not going to be able to get the ball back in the hands of your talented quarterback. So, unless Everett makes a stand defensively, it's going to look a lot like this the rest of the night, unfortunately.
And the 2-point try is good for the Hornets. And I do just want to give a little bit of, some extra energy and motivation for the Wildcats. Last week, the Broncos were basically out of the game. I mean, the Broncos ended up scoring 33 points in that 4th quarter, beating the Giants in a game that no one really thought was going to be a good game. Ended up becoming one of the better ones of the weekend, in my opinion. So we can see it happen. I mean, down 32-6 right now. The Wildcats do have an opportunity. Obviously, the Giants don't run the wing tee. No team in the NFL runs the wing tee. But it's possible. We've seen it happen on the professional level. We've seen it happen on college levels where teams come back from down by a huge deficit. And hopefully tonight, Friday Night Lights, one last fun little game at home. Why not?
Yeah, Anderson's last game here in front of the Evart crowd. Why not just start slinging the ball around a little bit? Touchdown here, force a turnover or two. Keep scoring points. Plenty of time left in this game. You still got a whole half and the rest of this quarter and an entire another half to play. Plenty of time for Evart to get the offense going. Take care of the football, put the ball in the end zone, and then force some turnovers defensively.
Yeah. Just under 30 minutes left to go in this game. 12-minute quarters for 12-minute quarters for high school football. But I mean, we've seen this team score. Last week, Anderson threw it to Dallas Langworthy. 1 play drive, 65-yard touchdown. It's possible. This Evart offense is fast. They're smash mouth. It's like what we say every week. They're able to score when they want to, very quickly, very efficiently. And so, if we're able to start seeing that sooner rather than later with this team, we could be in for a game.
Yeah, I talked about it, at the beginning of the game. This offense is built to come back in football games. The way they throw the football, the talent they have at the quarterback position, Willie and all the other receivers and running backs they have. This is a talented group of skill position players, and they can take over football games and score in bunches. I'm sure of it, and I hopefully get to see it tonight.
Empty backfield for Anderson, looking to sling that ball a little bit, and just incomplete. Willie double defended. And that's what's been happening a lot to Willie these last few weeks, Huge shout out to Willie Ray. I mean, as a freshman, just looking at some of his stats throughout the season, week 1 against Beaverton, he had 200-plus yards, 9 solo tackles in his high school debut. I mean, you can't really ask for a better high school debut. He had 3 touchdowns that game. He led the state in receiving yards for about 3 or 4 weeks. I think he's up to 16 total touchdowns on the season as a freshman.
14 years old doing that. That is insane. Going against 17 and 18-year-old kids, or I don't know if anyone would be 18 at this point, but, you're going against kids way older than you, and you're doing that. I mean, those are video game numbers, so.
Anderson using his legs. He wasn't able to find an empty receiver before the pressure came into the pocket. Took away a little scramble a little bit, picked up 3 yards on that. 3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats, but that's what we've seen the last few weeks is these teams watch the film on the Wildcats, and what they see, what they point out, is the first 4 games, Willie was always single covered. And Willie's got a speed unlike anyone else. I mean, he might have the speed of a Wildcat. He can just run down the field. He's a shifty little guy, and we talk about the fact that he's not a big guy at all. He's a pretty short, wide receiver, but he's able to make those moves. He's able to get that first step is the most important step as a receiver. As Aiden Anderson is brought down in the backfield on a huge sack by the Hornets. It's going to be a long 4th down for the Wildcats. But they were able to make adjustments to Willie halfway through the season, and teams were able to see, okay, we can't just let one guy on him. It's very reminiscent of when the Detroit Lions had Calvin Johnson. In his first season, the Lions would be down by 3 scores. Calvin Johnson would get triple covered at times.
I mean, double team pressing him at the goal line. No goal line fades for Calvin Johnson. So, yeah, obviously Willie's had a great year, and teams have reacted to that, and that one right up.
4th and 19 for the Wildcats. A rough punt by Anderson. It went straight up. He was able to catch it, bring it back down, and his second kick ended, it looked like, near the out of bounds. It was not the best one we've seen all season. Unfortunately, the Hornets are able to take the ball at what looks to be the, trying to see where they're even, the 36-yard line, it looks like, in Wildcat territory. Never seen that one before. I've seen it more about our punter in my high school and a good friend of mine once punted the ball straight up, and I still make fun of him for it. It was hilarious. Never seen it in a game, though, and definitely never seen him catch it and then punt it again. So,
Interesting football play right there. That was definitely something memorable in that game.
Yeah, and Anderson looked like he was getting pressured out by his left side there, and so it was already going to be a little rough to get that kick off. Fortunately, just didn't go the way of the Wildcats on that punt, and the Hornets pick up 5 yards on their first rush of this drive, setting up 2nd and 4, so pick up of 6. 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line in Wildcat territory. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here we are back again, like Jimmy was saying earlier. We have 2 in the backfield, and it looks like an extra blocker on the wing there. Just help out that running game just a little bit more. Not sure if they really need it, but hand off. And number 3, Brewer, the hat trick.
That was a good fake to the winger on the end around there. I thought he had it.
Had
a touchdown.
Yeah, I
actually had the ball, had a touchdown.
I started calling number 24, who I thought had the ball on that wing, but it was number 3, Brewer, with his 3rd touchdown already in the game. Hornets up 38-6 before the 2-point try. Yeah,
I mean, that was a great fake by the quarterback there, and just a great play for the Hornets once again, just using that wing tee to his advantage and hiding the football from the Wildcat defense.
Had the potato. But it looks like the Hornets are going to be stopped on the 2-point try.
They went for a pass and got burned.
Went for the pass, brought down in the backfield. Cade Morgan there on the stop, and that, you know what? Nothing. And I try, whenever I was playing football, whenever I would help out on the sideline, I always try and ring this out to the players. It doesn't matter what's happened in the game so far. What's happened has already happened, and it's the cliche mindset that every coach does, Last play doesn't matter. It's about this play, not the next play, but this play. And so getting a little bit of momentum just on that 2-point stop. Hornets up 38-6 on the Wildcats. Every play, every player, as cliche as it is, as Friday Night Lights from the book in the show as it is, that is exactly what happens in football. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past 27 minutes. What matters is the play that you are developing here and now, and then you can figure out what comes next.
Yeah, these kids are out here. They're just trying to have some fun, playing their last game of the season, seniors' last game ever for most of them. So I would just say go out there, play free, play loose. Nothing to lose at this point. Just go out there, have some fun, and try and get back in this football game.
And I've always personally. I've always hated the mindset of, well, just go out there and have fun, right? The participation trophy mindset. But I think it is, especially in the last game. Like you said, most of these seniors will not go on and play college ball. Most of these seniors will find something else to do. So most of them, it is their last game. And like you said, with your injury your junior year, some of these players, it could be their last game, period. And so you just need to go out there, and like we said at the beginning of this broadcast, go out there, have fun, make some memories with your friends, soak it all in, because once the clock hits 0 in the 4th quarter, that's it.
You will never, ever do this again. Yeah. And it hurts, but just, I miss it. I mean, I didn't even play that much. I still miss it. I can only imagine a guy like Aiden, I got 5,000 true passing yards. I can only imagine how much fun he's had over the last 4 years of playing good high school football. So, just go out there, enjoy it, soak it all in, make some plays, make some memories, and it does look like we got a little bit of a stoppage here.
It looks like there's a flag on the play after Willie was able to take it down for a first down. Refs are discussing. Looks like it's going to be holding on the offense. Going to replay first down there. It's going to be a 1st and 20. Going to push him back 10 yards, which hurts, especially after picking up a first down from Willie. You never want a penalty to negate that.
think it's just going to be a 1st and 10 again.
I think, because they picked it up, and the high school rules are sometimes a little.
Redo the flag.
Yeah. And I just, when we look at Aiden Anderson's numbers, like we mentioned, he's at 5,000 in his career, which is 4 years. But when we look at an NFL team like the Chicago Bears, they haven't had a 5,000-yard passer. They haven't had a 4,000-yard passer ever.
Yeah. Never.
So obviously this is 4 years of playing for Anderson, but he's eclipsed more passing yards in his career than most Chicago Bears quarterbacks do in their tenure there in Chicago. Yeah. So Chicago Bears fans, you might be wanting to look at maybe Aiden Anderson picking him up right out of high school, because he's been showing these numbers his entire career here, especially in high school football. Like, it's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy to play any position in high school. It's not easy to be the quarterback. It's not easy to eclipse 5,000 yards in 4 years. You have to average over 1,100 yards a season.
Number 20, Ray.
And number 20 for Ray is complete, but it looks like Harrison was able to strip it out again and recover the fumble. Harrison will be taking over back again in Wildcat territory with 1:40 left to go in this first half of play.
Yeah, just another good defensive play by the Hornets to strip that ball out again. Obviously, good, Willie got open, got the ball, got some good yards, got stripped out at the end, very similar to what we saw earlier in the game. So just another good defensive play by Hornets, and they've just been playing a complete game of football. They're doing everything they want to do out there and executing at the highest level.
And just a preview for what's to come at halftime, we'll do our This Weekend MHSSA per usual, and then we'll have an interview with Devin talking about his college career thus far and what he plans to do next. And then we'll hear him again later on in the third and fourth quarter. We've been talking about this for a few weeks now, and we're excited to see what he can bring to this broadcast. And it's nice to see. I want to give a special shout out to the sports communication program and the Sports Professionals Association there at Ferris State University. All three of us are part of the program. We're being led right now by Dr. Jen Coburn, who is in her second year of leading the sports communication program, as well as the student organization. And she's just done a lot for all of us students, giving us opportunities day after day. So huge shout out to the university, shout out to the student organization, and shout out to Dr. Jen Coburn, because without any of them, the three of us would not be here. Me and Cam always give kudos to B1039. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for Ferris, if it wasn't for Dr. Coburn, and it wasn't for the student organization, I would not be able to be here on the horn for you guys week in and week out for this season. So huge shout out to all three of them. Thank you all for giving us these opportunities. Penalty on the field against the Wildcats. 15 yards added on for Harrison, which is going to hurt Wildcats hard. Or 1:04 left in this first half.
That's going to give the wing teeth some time to, get more points on the board here before the half. Obviously, going 50 yards in a minute, not really likely. Going 20 yards, pretty likely, the way they've been running the ball today.
And number one, the keeper on that, brought down pretty early. I don't think there's, no gain. Ray getting some revenge from his strip fumble on that last drive. And he's able to take down the quarterback. The Hornets are using their first timeout of the half, 36.8 seconds to go in this first half. And we're going to send you to a quick word from our sponsors here on B1039.
Your friends at Lang Mechanical join all of us in hoping for an Evart football victory. If you want your heating and cooling system to be a winner all year long, get in touch with Lang Mechanical day or night. 231-388-0632. And go Wildcats!
Welcome back to B1039, the home of your Evart Wildcats. I'm John with Jimmy, J Squared, here in Evart, Michigan, on the horn for you guys, as the Evart Wildcats Marching Band is gearing up to give us one last performance of the year in about 40-ish seconds, which in football time is about an hour and a half. as both teams return to the line of scrimmage. 36.8 left on the clock. Harrison 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line, up by 32 points early in this game. Hand off for the Hornets, and Cosgrove is down to about the 3-yard line. The 3-yard line for the Hornets. Really, Ray on the tackle there for the Wildcats defense. And the Hornets are in for the touchdown. One last touchdown for this half for the Harrison Hornets. $44 points in this first half for the Hornets. 19 seconds to go in this first half. Hornets looking for the 2-point try. Obviously, that 15-yard penalty hurt the Wildcats hard, pushing them up. Like Jimmy said, 50 yards in a minute. A little hard, a little easier maybe with the wing team, but hard with any team. You got to move 20 yards in a minute. Very easy, and they were able to do it with ease. As slipped up on the 2-point conversion, and it's going to be no good for the Hornets, missing their last 2 2-point tries. Hornets will be up 44-6 on the Wildcats. 19 seconds to go in this first half.
Yeah, the Hornets have been doing everything they wanted to do in this first half. Not really much to say at this point. I mean, it's all out there. The Hornets have just been dominant so far. You're hoping Everett can make some adjustments in the second half. They got to take care of the ball, obviously. Stop getting stripped. But, yeah, it's been all Hornets through the first 30 minutes or 24 minutes of this game. Sorry.
So, yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think if there's one thing that Coach Ben Bryant needs to talk to this offense about is ball protection.
Yeah.
Ball protection's key. We've now seen 3 fumbles, 3 strips. And so ball protection is absolutely key. They have nice drives, and then they let the ball up. That's something that you can't do. You know, you can't do it once in a game, let alone 3 times. I know I was talking to one of the coaches a few weeks ago, and he said in his 4 or 5 years that he's been here, they've not given up a fumble. And then 2 weeks ago, they gave up 3 against Manton, and they've already given up 3 tonight. Willie Ray, the kick returner, will be brought down by Cosgrove here at the 23-yard line. 13.3 seconds to go. Be enough for maybe 1 or 2 plays. I'd like Anderson just to air it out.
I mean, you got 13 seconds, take a couple shots down the field, see if Willie or one of these other receivers can break a big play down the field. And, we saw it early in the game, nice deep ball completion. We've seen them take shots really all year long. The 2 games I've been here, they've taken plenty of shots down the field. So 13 seconds, maybe run another flea flicker, see what happens.
Yeah, 13.3 seconds, 3 timeouts. I mean, that's enough time for 2 or 3 plays. I mean, you get a nice 15, 20 yards, run out of bounds. Even if you don't, you can use one of your 3 timeouts you got there. And hand off to Willie Ray there. Gain of about 6 or 7 yards there. About 6 or 7 on there. It's going to be the final play of the half. Not exactly what we wanted to see, but positive yardage going into halftime for them in that last play. Lot to do, lot to talk about. Adjustment style going into the second half. The last 24 minutes of your season, you want to be able to make these adjustments quickly. Show the community, show yourself to what Wildcats team is going to be showing up.
Yeah, you've got 24 more minutes, not 30 more minutes. So, but yeah, just go to the barn, I guess, because I don't really locker room. It's a barn. But go into the barn, make some adjustments, come out in the second half, and again, play loose, play free. Nothing really loose here, and just go out there and make some memories for your last season. Try and get some momentum going for the next year for your young guys and for your seniors. Send them off in a game that, second half at least, that they can feel proud of, and try and have some fun memories and fun reminders of their careers that they've been able to have.
Absolutely, and with that is going to do it for the first half of play here in Evart, Michigan. The Hornets of Harrison are up 44-6 on the Wildcats. We're gonna go away for some breaks on halftime and come back with Devin for a short interview here on B1039.
WBZX, Big Rapids.
Worth Landscaping, a second-generation business, has been a proud supporter of Evart Public Schools and all Evart athletics for more than 25 years. Worth Landscaping specializes in irrigation systems, landscape design, hardscapes, hydroseeding, lawn care, to commercial snow and ice removal in the winter. Contact Josh Worth at 231-349-5693 or Tyler Worth 231-629-5150. It'll be worth the call. Worth Landscaping.
I'm Molly Cataldo, your Evart Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones of Evart is a proud local sponsor of the Evart Wildcats football team. Call 231-515-1187 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
B1039.
The championship trophies are flying off the shelves as schools in both golf and tennis are starting a busy stretch of fall finals. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Achievement Scholarship. The fall championship season is upon us, with Lower Peninsula girls golf and boys tennis handing out trophies. Let's start on the links. In Division 1, Northville won a second straight team title. It's their 6th in the last 8 years. 3 Mustangs placed in the top 7, helping Northville to the team win. Annie Flavin from Plymouth captured the individual title. In D2, Dexter followed up a runner-up finish last year with a championship this year. The Dreadnoughts were 16 shots in front of second place Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood. Muskegon Reese Puffers Sophia McCollum took home the individual title. Grand Rapids Catholic Central won a 3rd straight D3 title. The Cougars had 3 of the top 7 individual scores. Lillian O'Grady of Grand Rapids Christian won a 2nd straight individual title. And in Division 4, Grand Rapids North Point Christian won its first ever finals title. The Mustangs finished in front of Lansing Catholic by just 1 stroke. Napoleon senior Anna McCubbins took home the individual title, her first after qualifying for the finals 4 years in a row. For more on all the soggy action from the Lower Peninsula Girls Golf Finals, be sure to check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Sault Ste. Marie's Gabe Litzner. He won his 4th straight Upper Peninsula Boys Cross Country Championship, the first to win 4 straight UP titles since Brimley's Austin Plotkin. Marquette's Ella Fury, she captured her 2nd UP Cross Country title, posting the 4th fastest time in UP D1 history. Fury's first title came 2 years ago in 2023. And to Grand Blanc quarterback Jake Morrow, he threw for 5 touchdowns and ran for another in a 57-29 win over Davison. The win keeps Grand Blanc undefeated, and this is the first loss this year for Davison.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skill certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We have a field hockey You Make the Call for you today. A penalty stroke is awarded to the white team as time expires in the 3rd quarter, with red leading by 3 goals. Should the official award the penalty stroke? Yes, since this occurred at the end of the 3rd quarter, the official must award the penalty stroke and continue play until it is completed. However, if the same situation happens as time expires in the 4th quarter and red is still ahead by 3 goals, the official shall end the game without awarding the penalty stroke. New this year, if a penalty stroke is called at the end of the game and the outcome cannot affect the result, the game is not extended. A stroke is only taken if it could alter the result. Otherwise, it's game over.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. It's going to be a very busy 8 days of tennis in Midland at the Lower Peninsula Boys Tennis Finals. All 4 divisions are playing at the Midland Tennis Center, which means 1 division is done and 3 more will finish this week. Divisions 2, 3, and 4 will crown champions throughout the week, and Division 1 has already added a team and individual champions to the record books. Troy finished runner-up to Bloomfield Hills each of the past 2 seasons, but the Colts flipped the script this year, winning their first title since 2021. Bloomfield Hills finished second after winning 3 consecutive D1 titles. Troy was led by wins at number 4 singles and numbers 2, 3, and 4 doubles. Rochester's Chad Anderson needed 3 sets to knock off Ann Arbor Pioneers' Grant Miller to claim the championship at number 1 singles. Anderson's championship is the school's first ever at number 1 singles. For more on the Division I championship and for updates from Divisions 2, 3, and 4, please be sure to check out all of our tennis coverage at MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
Your local family-owned dealer for tractors, implements, and more is Burnups Equipment Company with 8 convenient locations, including Big Rapids, Breckenridge, Coopersville, Dorr, Hudson, Nashville, Three Rivers, and Wyatt, Indiana. Burnups offers more than just tractors, from mowers and snow blowers to combines, plus parts, expert service, and fully stocked hardware stores. Backed by a dedicated team, they're proud to support our communities and proud to be a broadcast sponsor of the Evart Wildcats.
Step into the excitement at AJ's Event Center in Evart. Swing in for top-notch bowling lanes and action-packed arcade, food and spirits, now with a smashing new rage cage and axe throwing. Plus, indulge in all-you-can-eat fish on Fridays and Saturdays. Located just 2 miles west of Evart on US 10. Find us on Facebook for all the latest updates and specials. Make every moment unforgettable at AJ's Event Center and Bowling Center.
Stop in to Northland Area Federal Credit Union in Evart, Reed City, or any of their 17 branches in northern Michigan to find great rates on many different financial products. While banks merge more often than you can keep track of and impose increased fees, Northland is a not-for-profit financial co-op committed to helping you save money. They specialize in small business growth and services. Check them out at northlandcu.com. Northland is federally insured by the NCUA.
If you are trying to fight invasive plant growth on your lake or pond, PLM Lake and Land Management is ready to help. For nearly 50 years, their scientists and state-certified applicators have provided the highest quality services to their customers. With offices throughout Michigan, including Evart, they service water bodies of any size. So if you need help containing a current infestation or preventing one from taking hold, get in touch with PLM Lake and Land Management at plmcorp.net. Proud to be a part of the Evart community. Go Wildcats!
Upgrade your retail space with reliable store fixtures from Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures, Michigan's trusted source for quality used retail equipment. They deliver across the state, specializing in used Lozier retail shelving, true glass door coolers and freezers, pallet racking and commercial safes, plus complete store packouts, relocations, and on-site liquidation sales. Contact them today at 616-426-1247 or visit millerliquidations.com.
Welcome back to B1039. I'm John, and I am here with Devin for a special interview. So before we get into the questions, I'm going to have Devin introduce himself just a little bit. What's your name? Where are you from? What year are you? And what's your program?
Yeah, so I'm Devin. I'm a sophomore in the sports communication program. I'm from Rockford, Michigan. So we've had some Ferris players come from Rockford, notably the Hearns, Zach and Ryan. But yeah, what else do you want to know about me?
Why'd you choose Ferris?
Well, obviously Ferris has that, sports communication program. Obviously, something I was looking into a lot when I was choosing colleges. I want to be a broadcaster. So obviously I looked at Syracuse. Didn't really quite have the grades, and I would say tuition would have been a little bit too much, honestly. So decided to stay in the state to make not have to pay so much money. And then found Ferris. My mom worked there when I was in a senior in high school. Got me in the booth with Rob Bentley and Sandy Golson, who obviously called Ferris games. Put me in the booth for a game, and after that I was hooked, and I'm like, this is where I want to be.
So this is your second year here at Ferris State, and Devin, fun fact about Devin, he's actually the vice president of the Sports Professionals Association. So you're about a year and a half into your career here in college. How are you liking it? How's the environment treating you at Ferris? And what is the overall feel that you're getting from being a part of the Bulldogs, especially since, you had the opportunity to work with Sandy and Rob, two legends for Ferris State broadcasting. How's it been just being able to be around some of the notable Ferris State names?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, everybody I've met has been, the nicest people on the planet. I mean, whether they're, the kid you see one time walking in the quad, or if it's an athlete that you see at a game, or if it's just like Rob Bentley, Sandy Golson, or Brandon Worth. I don't want to name all of them because I'm gonna have to name all of them, but everybody I met is super nice. Every athlete I met is super nice. They have every reason to be, they not be nice because of X, Y, and Z, but every athlete I met and every person at Ferris I met is just the nicest people ever.
So I got two more questions for you, Devin. First question is, what comes next for you after this? Obviously, you're a year and a half in, and things can change. I changed after my freshman year. I was a criminal justice major, then swapped over to sports. What comes next for you after this?
Well, sports has been a big part of my life ever since I was very little. My first experience with sports was probably when I was 3 years old. This is a little fun fact about me is I'm a huge Lions fan. And the first season I watched the Lions was that 2008 year that when they went 0-16. So obviously I'm not one of these new Lions fans who might make bandwagon or might be relatively new. I'd say I've been through the thick and thin. I was there for the Matt Patricia years, which we don't talk about those. But yeah, like I'm getting at, sports has been a big, huge part of my life ever. Watching sports, playing sports. Obviously didn't play football. Was too short, unathletic, and didn't really want to get hit. So that's why I stuck to swimming and tennis. But love watching sports, love talking about sports. Why I'm here, why I'm in the arts, that sports professionals. But what's after this is just trying to find a broadcasting gig any way I can, whether whatever that gig may be.
So tomorrow, we have a very, very special game here at Ferris State University, the annual Anchor Bone Classic against the Lakers of Grand Valley.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be there. I mean, the student tickets are already sold out. Jimmy's not going to be there. He's not going to be at his first ever Anchor Bone. He'll be there next year. But Devin, score prediction for Anchor Bone Classic tomorrow.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I said on the podcast that I have, which if you love sports, go check out the Sports Cave on Spotify. We post every Friday. Me, Macy, and Corbin, and sometimes a guest, which we had your very own Jonathen Hart back a couple weeks back. I believe I'm gonna say 42-14 Ferris State. Ferris State, they have been dominant. I mean, you look at the year they had last year with Trinidad Chambliss, now at Ole Miss. Who's been balling out? Who just put 35 points on Georgia, and who's been beating all the other SEC teams down there. And obviously, he's gone, so who you got to take his place? You got Chase Carter. You got Wyatt Bauer. You the dual-headed quarterback duo who has just been balling out. And then you look at the rest of the team that we have. I mean, it's just I don't know what to say other than we just have a really, really well-rounded, all-around team that can do it all. We can run the ball. We can pass the ball. And on the defensive side of the ball, we can defend the run, we can defend the pass. We get fumbles, we get interceptions. We can do pretty much everything. And I don't want to talk too bad about Grand Valley. I still got some small bit of love there. My mom used to work there before going to Ferris. Obviously, my brother went there. I did tour that campus, but just was not for me. Obviously, Ferris ended up being the choice, and I'm ready to be at that game. It's my first ever anchor bone. I told Nolan, my sports editor, which I'm a sports writer for the school newspaper at Ferris. I told Nolan, I'm like, hey, I don't want to cover this game. I want the experience of being in that student section and cheering on the Bulldogs against their bitter rival.
All right. Well, Devin, thank you for being here tonight. We're going to hear a little bit more from Devin later on in about 6-ish minutes as he takes over for Jimmy. Jimmy will be here, obviously, for the first portion of this quarter and then the end of the fourth quarter. So, Devin, thank you, and we'll hear from you in a little bit. The Wildcats just kicked off to the Hornets. Went out of bounds. Hornets will be set up 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. How we feeling about maybe some of the adjustments that should have been made at halftime, Jimmy?
I hope they execute well defensively, get off the field, and I hope the offense gets going a little bit and we bring this game back.
A lot of adjustments that could be made. Obviously, defense has been hit or miss in this game so far. Second drive of the game held them to a 4th down, gave up a 9-yard touchdown after that, but they've been able to hold them to these third downs, these deep yardages, some of them, for a wing T team. But they're just not able to capitalize on something that you're really hoping that they're able to walk away with after leaving that hopefully warm barn for halftime. And just hopefully they're able to protect the ball a little bit more. I mean, 3 fumbles and a half is not not a pretty stat you want on the stat sheet there, especially all giveaways. So you really want to be able to find some of those adjustments. But I do like, we always talk about the fact that the score doesn't always paint the picture. There's been moments. Yeah. There's been glimmers of hope for this Wildcats offense and defense. Looking back at that first drive, that huge heave to Cade Morgan to start the game, and then a 30-yard pass 2 drives later to set Anderson past that 5,000 mark before he ran it in for a score. We've seen hope, which is what I like about this. They're down, but they're not giving up. Hornets break away for a huge chunk play, up about 20 yards there. Magnuson and Willie, the defenders on that play, being able to bring them down 35-yard line, pick up a 25-yard line, my apologies. Huge chunk play, setting up in beautiful positioning, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Hornets. I mean, they've been able to just achieve everything they need to in this game thus far, being able to get run after run, chunk play after chunk play, just at ease, at the will of their hand, really. And I like, we briefly talked about their formation a little bit before the half ended. Some plays they have the traditional wing T set, 3 in the backfield, but it looks like every other play, every 3 plays, they're switching it up, having 2 backers in the back, and then that wing for that extra blocker. So I like that they've been able to swap back and forth, catch the defense off guard a little bit.
It's just an extra wrinkle in the wing tee, because the wing tee obviously is just the wing tee, right? You're picking the guy you're giving the ball to, and you're giving them the ball. Doing that little winger just gives you a little bit more versatility, and clearly that's benefited the Hornets tonight. They've really just done whatever they want to do offensively, and that little wrinkle to the wing tee has been a huge part of that.
The Harrison Hornets setting up in the original wing tee formation, setting up another first down. Kyle Dennis, another first down for Dennis and the Hornets. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this third quarter already. That's something we've talked about the last 3 weeks. I mean, the last 3 weeks they played wing tee adjacent teams. I mean, Manton runs a wing tee. Last week, McBain played a special type of wing tee, and this is more of a traditional wing tee. You're wasting clock. Every time you give them the ball, you're wasting 3-4 minutes minimum. I mean, this drive already, there's 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And number 42 for the Hornets, in for another touchdown for Harrison, adding up that score even more. just overcame the 50-point bomb, 50-point threshold of the game. Barring this 2-point conversion, they've been able to score at ease like we've talked about all night so far. Whenever they want it, they have it. Whether it's a 9-yard rushing play, whether it's a 10-yard rushing play, or a 30-yard rushing play, the Harrison Hornets have just been able to run the ball. However, how far, and whichever side, left, right, down the middle, they've been able to find the empty holes, and up the guts they go for another score. They have missed the last two-point conversions, and it looks like a third one will be missed as well. That's 3 in a row that this defense has been able to stop, which is, it's a good thing. It could be 56-6 right now.
But yeah, anytime you get 50 points in a game as an offense, everything went well. Anytime you have 50 points at 7:46 mark in the third quarter, everything's going extremely well. So the Hornets have just done everything they wanted to do, and Everett just had no answers defensively. I will say, offensively for Everett, they've played better than 6 points. They've been getting the completions down the field. They've been moving the ball. Just a couple of turnovers, and they just really haven't touched the ball very much because the Hornets are doing whatever they want with the football. So Everett's got to do a little bit better taking care of the football. But besides that, I think the offense has honestly been solid. I just think that defensively, can't really get anything going offensively when defensively you're not getting the stops that you need to get the ball back. So it's just the flow of the game has not been in Everett's favor, but hopefully they can get the ball going a little bit and get the ball in the end zone.
And if you're these Harrison cheerleaders, you're glad that you don't have to do all 50 push-ups all at once. I love starting my workouts with either starting or finishing them with some push-ups. But they do it after every drive, after every time they score. I wouldn't want to do 50 all at once. And they have good form.
I don't even think I could do 50 push-ups.
I know I could not do 50 push-ups in a row. It's very hard.
I don't think I could do them within a day. You give me 12 hours. I don't know if 50 push-ups is gonna happen.
Yeah,
so, I have a very weird outfit.
Their arms are going to be really strong after this game. Obviously, like we said, they have good form. So, yeah.
I know this is very much reminiscent of what Cam would say on the broadcast. There's a couple games where there's been some high scores that the cheerleaders had to do the push-ups. And he would say, I'm athletic, but I don't know if I could do all these push-ups all at once. And I look at him, I go, yep, you play hockey, Cam. And Anderson passes to number 20, Willie Ray, one of Anderson's favorite receivers he's had all season, picking up a gain of maybe about 5 yards. Yep. So it's going to be a second down and 5 to go for this Wildcats offense. 6:30 left in this third quarter. It's fast-paced, not to the tune of Everett Wildcats, but it's the tune of this wing T offense. It's a fast-paced offense. They don't run as many plays, but they take up a lot of time. You got all 35 seconds, so they just sit at the line of scrimmage waiting. Anderson looking to air the ball out, and it's like it's going to be a complete. They're saying it's incomplete. Touched the ground before Magnuson could get a hand on it. From up here, it looked like he might have had it. Looked like maybe a little bit of.
We got one ref saying yes, one ref saying no.
Reminded me a little bit of that Rob Gronkowski Super Bowl catch against the Falcons, where he just barely had his fingers under the ball and was able to come down with it. But unfortunately, Magnuson was not able to come down with it. After this drive for the Wildcats, since we are crossing the 6-minute marker, after this drive for the Wildcats, we will be switching over from Jimmy to Devin, so we can get that one last drive in. Anderson looking to pass, and intercepted by the Hornets. A great interception. It was
looking like Franco on that one. The shoestring. Wow, what a catch. That was amazing.
It was originally batted upward by the defenders for the Hornets. But, Franco just came out of nowhere. Didn't know we were, 2009, 2010 Steelers. An amazing, beautiful interception by the Hornets, pushing them up to the 28-yard line, so they were able to get some motion. And, should have knocked on wood because I didn't really want the drive to end that early for the Wildcats. But we are going to now move it over, and Devin is going to be coming back on the air with us, and for the next about 12-ish minutes, going to finish out this quarter and then the first half of the fourth quarter. So, Devin, what are you seeing about this Wildcats defense so far?
I mean, it's hard. I mean, obviously the Hornets are using the wing tee. You don't see that a lot nowadays. Obviously, you see with the Navy and Air Force and Army and college football. They're the only teams that use it. But even then, I mean, you saw that Navy Air Force game where Blake Horvath threw the ball like 22 times.
Yeah.
So obviously this is a little different. We've only thrown the ball twice or once, on that 2-point conversion play, and attempted a pass play that just didn't leave the hands. But I mean, if you're Harrison, if you're the Hornets right now, this is what you want. Just almost not run true clock, but like unofficial true clock.
Yeah.
Where if you're running the ball and it just takes time off the clock.
The Harrison Hornets are going to be set up 2nd down and 1 at the 18-yard line, deep in Wildcat territory. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this third quarter, and it looks like they're going to be gaining just enough to move the chains for a fresh set of downs for the Hornets. Yeah, and the wing tee, and we've talked about this the last 3 weeks. The wing tee hurts because once you get down against a wing tee team, it's hard to crawl back because they have that, like Devin just said, unofficial true clock on, where they don't care how much time they're wasting. They're wasting the clock, and that's all that matters, especially when you're up. You're up by 44 points in the third quarter, nearing the end of it. You don't care how much time you're wasting. You don't care how much time you're on the field, as long as you're able to get those plays in. And
right, I mean, you could be up by 40 points, you could be up by 4 points. If you're running the wing tee, you just want to choose some clock. You just want to pull up here with a win. Obviously, there's still a lot of time left, but for the Wildcats, stopping the wing tee is very hard. We've seen it all day. You've seen it obviously with you the past 3 weeks of teams just running the wing tee. You don't see it a lot in high school. You see it quite a bit in high school, but you don't see a ton. I mean, my high school never ran the wing tee. We were more of an RPO type offense. But, it was still that sense of you could kill them on the run, but you could kill them in other ways. And obviously, this is a one-way type of kill, as I like to say. Is just pick your poison. Who do you want to have the ball? It's kind of like Oprah. You get a rush. You get a rush. You get a rush. So that's what I like about the wing tee is it kind of gives multiple different people a chance of rush. I mean, you look at traditional, quote-unquote, traditional offenses. They have one running back, maybe two, that gets all the rushes, gets like 30 carries. Here, it's all split up between 4 or 5 different rushers, including, in fact, the quarterback.
Yeah, you got four rushers essentially, especially unless you're playing in the formation that we've seen a little bit from them, where they have that winger on the side as an extra blocker. But you normally have 3 in the backfield plus the quarterback who's used as a rusher, and the Hornets are just adding up the scores as they score yet another touchdown on the boards. Put the score up 56-6 before this 2-point try with less than a minute left to go in this third quarter.
I mean, the number one key about running the football is following your blockers. You hear it a lot in the high school level, and when you hear broadcasts on the college level, at the pro level, following your blocks are the most important thing. I mean, you saw it in that Lions Tampa Bay game with Jahmyr Gibbs. He's following his blockers. You see it all the time with Saquon Barkley following his blockers. It's very important as a runner to follow your blocks. Let your blocks develop. But also, as we saw in the first half, maybe lower the shoulder a little bit. Maybe be your own blocker. We've seen it all day. It's just following your blocks and then also making sure that you get those yards.
Yeah, following your blockers, but it's especially hard with the wing tee, and it's not an excuse for the defenses by any means, but with the wing tee, it's hard to realize who has the ball until they're on the ground.
Yeah, I mean
you got there's been many times that we've seen thus far where the runner to the left will be there, but he's not the one who has the ball. He fakes everyone up, and that is going to be it for the third quarter of play. We're going to send you guys to a quick word from our sponsors to start this fourth quarter.
Hey, it's Lauren.
And Michaela with Big Rapids Roofing.
Veterans Day is fast approaching, and as a veteran-owned company, it's one of our favorite holidays to celebrate.
In honor of all who have served, Big Rapids Roofing is once again partnering with Habitat for Humanity.
Big Rapids Roofing is recruiting your help to double last year's donation. A portion of the proceeds from every project we sell over $5,000 from now until October will be donated to the Habitat for Humanity Veterans Critical Home Repair Program.
So call us now to handle your home exterior needs. 231-629-8088.
Welcome back to B1039. I'm John with Devin right now for my color commentary guy. As we are in Evart, Michigan. Wildcats down 58-6, and with that, due to MHSSA rules and guidelines, once a team is winning by 50-plus points, the clock is on a running clock, no matter what. So we've already, the kickoff just started to start the first quarter, but we're already down to 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this game. It's been a game. We've seen a lot of hope, like Jimmy and I have said, a lot of hope on the offensive side. We've seen some good stances by this Wildcats defense, but unfortunately, the Harrison Hornets have just been able to run away with this game. They're able to do it early on, starting by being up 16-0, which is never a good sign.
That definitely helps with starting out 16-0, but, for forever, you got, 10 minutes left? So, for some of these guys, you'll never play football again. Like I said, I never played football, but I remember, being in high school, that last swim meet, that last tennis match of my senior year, and being like, wow, I'll never get to do this again. It's very sad. And obviously, I had some of my friends who, not on the tennis team, but on the swim team, who got offers and went to go to college for water polo, for the sport that they enjoyed, but they're still going there for that. But yeah, you got 10 minutes left of some of these guys' last games. Just have fun. Like you said earlier, I've never been the guy to just have fun. It's just that. But at the end of the day, it's high school football. You gotta have fun when you're doing it. That's a big part of sports in general. If you're not having fun, don't be out here. Fun is number one rule.
Empty backfield for Anderson as his pass is off to Willie Ray. Evades one defender, kind of steps in front of him, makes him drop. He's able to get close to a first down, gain of 8. It'll be a third down and 2 to go. Back 2 plays ago, Anderson got pressured early on, had to do a quick screen pass that was incomplete. He was down on the ground for a second. Not sure if it was, him getting hit by the defense or him just kind of looking up at the sky thinking, this is my final moments playing football. But his brothers in arms, his team came up and brought him back up to kind of give him that pat on the back. Anderson hands the ball off to Willie, gets a first down and more. Gain of about 15 yards on that carry for Willie. One of the better plays we've seen since the first quarter ended for the Wildcats. We're able to see him pick up a huge first down. It'll be set up a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line with 8 minutes to go in this game. In the season for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's great for momentum-wise, good for morale. Obviously, let's be honest, you're not going to win this game down 58-6 with just under 8 minutes left to go in the game. But it's good to see, some things going right. And I don't know if you noticed, but that was an interesting formation that they had. 2 wide receivers stacked behind each other, literally down by the sideline. So Wildcats are trying some different things down in this game.
Willie Ray just came down with a great little screen pass by Anderson. Anderson got pressured early on. It's very typical with these screen passes. The receivers are out, the blockers are out. The offensive line kind of lets in the defenders to take them away from the receiver. Anderson able to throw it off to Willie, pick up about 7 yards on that, setting up a second down with 3 to go on the 46-yard line across Harrison territory. Magnuson in motion. Anderson looking to pass. He's running in the pocket, moving to his right side. Incomplete. Looking for for number 6, Cade Morgan. Not able to find him on that. Be a 3rd and 1 yard to go. Hope to see Willie just, run this up the middle, gain an extra yard, give them a new fresh set of downs, just be able to continue to move these chains a little bit to try and just keep this drive alive.
I like the good sportsmanship there from Harrison, helping him up after falling to the ground. It's always good to see good sportsmanship in sports. Obviously, that's respect for your opponent. You're playing the same game. You've done the same thing. As you see a screen pass that we get a first down and a little bit more.
Yeah, a little pitchy boy from Anderson to Willie, being able to find that outside corner, get that angle out, get that first down, pick it up, gain about 5 yards there on it. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Wildcats. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this game. Hornets up 58 to the Wildcats 6 on Senior Day here in Evart, Michigan. Pitch dark outside, Friday night lights. Anderson looking to pass, finds Willie Ray open. Willie is able to get out of bounds. Huge chunk play, another about 15 yards on that reception there. Going to set him up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line, at the 24-yard line.
It's about to be at the 24, and I like what I see out of Willie Ray. After we said he's a freshman, playing a bunch of 17, 18-year-olds and doing all this. He's had a great game. Obviously, I've heard you talk about him the past few weeks at our meetings. He's had a great season, but yeah, less than 5 minutes left in this game. I want to see what happens with Evart here.
Anderson pass to Brandon Magnuson, number 3, getting another first down. It looks like Wildcats are back marching down and deep in Harrison Hornets territory, as they are looking to hopefully add another score of their own, just to make this game look a little bit more respectable on the scoreboard. 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go in this game. 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go in a lot of these players' final high school appearance, as Anderson, the senior, is looking at Willie Ray, the freshman, and what looks to be, an unofficial passing of the torch moment from the senior to the freshman. Willie Ray, handoff, looking to pass to Magnuson, incomplete. We've seen this now twice this season from Willie, showing the arm he has. Cam and I talked about it a couple weeks back. Incomplete, but he had the arm just out of a Magnuson's reach there in the end zone. But a beautiful, beautiful thought. I mean, when you're down this much and the time's ticking, you just got to have some fun.
You got to try stuff. I mean, that looked a little bit of the Lions pulling them out of their playbook. Maybe if they had Kelvin Johnson run that route, maybe it could have been a reception. But, you got 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. You got to have fun. Just let these boys play a little bit.
And Willie Ray is in for the touchdown. Beautiful way to end this season. As of now, for the Wildcats, you start the season with a Anderson to Willie Ray combination for the first touchdown of the season. And it looks like we are going to be ending the season that exact way. Anderson, fake handoff, hands it off to Willie Ray. Senior to freshman, passing the torch, handing the ball off, ending in the end zone. Willie Ray continuing to pad his stats with total touchdowns of the season. He has just been absolutely insane, getting it done game after game, rushing, passing in the air. He's been able to do it all. And this Wildcats offense and defense has a lot to look forward to in the next few years, as Willie just is able to develop more and more. The Wildcats, with that drive, they will finally score again, and going for a two-point conversion. And Magnuson is in for the two-point conversion. It's a reverse handoff, It'll be set up 14 points on the scoreboard there for the Wildcats. Minute 56 to go in the game. This has been a crazy game. And for the last minute 50, we're going to go back to Jimmy to have a little fun conversation with him for the last minute 50. It has been a great season here in Evart, Michigan. Willie Ray, Aiden Anderson, Cade Morgan, Brandon Magnuson, really the stars of both sides of this team have been absolutely amazing, and they've been able to show it today in their own ways. Cade Morgan starting the game off with a 25-yard reception down the sidelines. Magnuson having a lot of great grabs, a lot of great moments, some tackles on defense. Aiden Anderson being able to rush in for a touchdown, and Willie Ray obviously just ending his first season as a Wildcat in the end zone for another touchdown. We got 50 seconds left, 50 seconds to take it all in for all of these seniors, all of the players on both teams. What a great moment for both teams.
Yeah, you can see the end of an era for Aiden, but just the beginning of a career for Willie. That kid's going to go somewhere special because he is a great player, great athlete, and you can see it every time. Both times I've been here, I've seen it. He's a great player, and I'm sure the future's bright for him. Sucks for Aiden that his football career ends like this, but he's had a great career and a great season. And I know he's looking forward to baseball in the spring. I've heard a lot about his ability on the diamond, so I'm sure his sports career is not over, although his football career may be. But yeah, it's going to be a bright future for Willie and Evart as a whole.
That is going to do it for this game against Harrison. Harrison Hornets 58. Your Evart Wildcats 14. It's the last game of the season, and that brings us to the end. But before we sign off, I want to give a lot of special shout-outs just real quick for the end of this broadcasting season. I first want to shout out a lot of people from B1039. I want to thank Jen for giving me this amazing opportunity. Without her reaching out to Dr. Coburn, I would never have been here. I never even thought about doing it in the first place. But Jen, thank you for reaching out and giving me this opportunity. Kyle Wells, I want to thank you so much. From the beginning, you were able to bring me under your wing, give me some tips on broadcasting, give me some ideas on what to do throughout the broadcast. That's been extremely thankful and helpful, so thank you for that. You do great work for Ferris State University. Calls the game, so we'll be calling the game tomorrow against Grand Valley. Mike, thank you for being here each week, being able to help with all of the tough technical difficulties like what we experienced today, being able to switch to the broadcast over the phone. So, Mike, thank you for that. Thank you for coming in each week and helping us throughout these games. Bob, you've been absolutely amazing. You helped set up the amazing promos that you hear on the radio each day. Cam and I would not have had a good enough promo without you sitting us down and explaining to us what you needed from us. So B1039, thank you for all of that. I've already given my thanks to Dr. Jen Coburn, but I just want to do it once again. Thank you, Dr. Jen Coburn, for not only believing in me, but believing in this program that you have at Ferris State University, being able to gain amazing students and being able to push them as far as you can, as far as you can see. So thank you, Dr. Jen Coburn. I want to thank my main color commentary guy, Cameron Miller. Cam, I don't know if you're listening. I know you're on your trip to your hockey tournament, but it's been a blast to be doing this with you week in and week out and seeing you grow each week as a broadcaster. I know you're going to do great things as you're also finishing up your senior season and your senior year. I want to give a special thank you to Devin for coming on this week and being able to talk with us, gain a little more insight on him. I know the second half was a little bit of a quicker game for him, so he wasn't able to get as much, but everything was great. I appreciated him being here. I also want to give special thanks to Jimmy. Came in last minute, asked him if he could come in, and he was able to do it. So thank you for being here for 2 weeks for us, Jimmy. Want to, of course, thank my mom and dad. Without them, I wouldn't be here. And I want to thank God for every opportunity that I've been given. I've been super blessed, and I can't wait to see what I do next. Hopefully, I'll be back here with B1039 next year to call some more Evart Wildcats game. And with that, the 2025 season has ended. Thank you all. Everyone have a great night. Love someone. and we'll see you soon. Thank you. You're listening to B1039, the home of your Evart Wildcats.
B1039 has been proud to bring you Evart Wildcat football. Our coverage is brought to you by these local sponsors: Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures, Lang Mechanical Heating and Cooling, AJ's Event Center, PLM Lake and Land Management, Molly Cataldo at Edward Jones in Evart, Burnham's Equipment Company, Northland Area Federal Credit Union, Worth Landscaping, and Big Rapids Roofing. We encourage you to patronize all of our local sponsors and tell them you heard their message on B1039.